Well, I think I'm live, so I suppose I better get to talking. Or I suppose I could just leave y'all in silence instead, watching this fantastic cutscene from 2006. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into making this cutscene, so you guys should definitely enjoy it. I think it's a good idea. Just testing to make sure everything's okay real quick before I get into the gameplay of Final Fantasy XII. Which, honestly isn't the most exciting thing in the world, now that I think about it. But whatever, it's a fun game. More or less. Probably. Alright, seems that everything's in working order. I now have a slightly less crappy chat integration into the stream. Doesn't necessarily mean that I'll be doing much chatting with you guys, but, you know, just means that it's there. Okay, so before we get started, let me try to remember exactly where I left off last time. I'm thinking... Sometimes I have a feeling I have the memory of a goldfish, but I believe we were in the Sand Sea, heading towards some sort of tomb, I believe. Now, the problem that I ran into was that the bird guarding the tomb just absolutely kicked my butt. Just handed me my ass. Quite handily, actually. So, I've basically been wandering the desert, searching for a way to beat this dude, and I've stumbled upon this quest, which I've already done the majority of, to kill a giant turtle that was eating the what are they called? The Unsa whatever the hex? The Urten Yenses. Now, I came back here trying to figure out if I could get the item here or if I could get more clues here. But what I found was this little dude telling me that he went in this direction. So I'm going to go back here. And hopefully, I can figure out what the hell it is I'm supposed to be doing. Let's be honest, no one likes watching people run around in the desert for no apparent reason. Though I have leveled up a bunch, it's entirely possible that I could be strong enough to actually just fight the damn thing right now. Oh, hold on. This is new. Treasure of the Sand Sea, huh? Well, that didn't take very much time. I feel kind of silly spending all that time running all over the place earlier. You know, whatever. You live and you learn, right? Yeah, this is definitely all new. Let's see what's going on. A truly rare occurrence, alright. Well, whatever that thing is doesn't seem very happy. Gonna execute him. What? Don't do this. This creature would still... Don't do this. The creature would still be at large if it weren't for his plea for help. You shame us by seeking aid outside the tribe. Urtinyents are lords and masters of the great sea. We seek the aid of none. Your words are the howling of the sand to my ears. I condemn you to dust. Whoa. Alright. That's a bit harsh. Can I murder this lady? You know, I don't think you're actually merciful, because you could have shown that you were merciful by sparing that guy's life, but instead you executed him. Now you run on your weird legs in this direction for no real reason. Apparently right through me, and I had no problem just letting you go right by. It's like, yeah, no, whatever. Just murdered that fool. No repercussions. None of our business, right? He wouldn't have been happy back with his clan, I'm sure of it. Is this the treasure? A bunch of esker berries. Can I pick more esker berries? Flower is not yet buried. Really? The flower has not yet buried? That the right terminology? I mean, I'm not an expert on the English language, obviously. I don't have some sort of master's in English, but it's not a term I hear all that often. Then again, I don't do very much farming or berry picking, so I guess it could very well be the right terminology. Who knows? Let's kill some tomato men. I believe progress can now be made now. Progress can now be made now. I believe I can now make progress. I need to get all the way down to the Tomb of Wraithwall right over there. I should be a high enough level to be honest, so I think I might just run through all this crap. Ignore most of them. Or ignore the ones that I see fit. Because in all honesty, I kind of want to just get on with it. I've been in this desert a long ass time. I don't see a need to grind in this desert forever. If I'm going to stare at someone's butt while running, I'd rather be staring at Ashes. So here we go. Let's play as Ash. I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, Bosch has a pretty tight set of buns, but just not my thing. Holy crap. That tri-attack hurts. So what exactly are these things? Are they like insects or something? That queen wasn't really wearing any clothes, so it's hard to tell. I guess she's a better representation of what they actually are. They definitely have bug-like faces. They seem to have like weird, almost bird-like legs. You know, with that that knee that goes the other way. I'm not sure what the exact terminology is, but it is something I've seen in birds before. Where did that bird? Oh, that's actually not a bird, that's a fish. Where did that fish come from? Apparently the answer is the sand sea, which is sand, but in a water-like state. Yeah, I don't know, man. I didn't write this game. Okay. Getting close. Maybe just run past these fools. I don't think that's gonna work. They're pretty much guarding the staircase, so unless I feel like taking a bunch of hits while running, might as well just kill them. You know what this area kind of reminds me of? I mean, aside from the giant struts of oil rigs, it reminds me of like the cliffside area of Northern Ireland. I forget exactly what the place is called, but there's this place that's like a rope bridge that's fairly popular. A lot of tour buses will bring you there on the way to see the oh, what is it called? The Giant's Causeway in Northern Ireland, specifically the Northern Ireland side, because there is one on the Scottish side, I believe, as well. I mean, it's not really a side, it's across the bloody ocean, right? But the two places are close enough to each other that there used to be I guess a land bridge called the Giant's Causeway, which there's this whole story about it. If you're interested, you could look it up. I believe the Scottish and the Irish both have a different story. It involves two giants. I think one of them is called Finn McCool. And I cannot remember the name of the other one. Not off the top of my head. But, suffice it to say, it's not a bad story. It involves giants pretending to be children and hitting on each other's wives and building bridges. I know it sounds absolutely thrilling, right? Trust me, it's pretty cool. But the whole idea of this landmass that's next to the coast, you know, I kind of miss that. Oh, I'm falling quickly. I should pay more attention. A curious item destroyed by the alien. Oh, wait. Detested. So he does not like these berries. Well, it is a shame that I have these berries. A shame for the bird. We gotta head this way. You know, I actually just got reminded of something. A little while ago, someone suggested to me that I should watch this guy's run-through of Final Fantasy XII, where he didn't use the license grid at all. And personally, I think that's a little insane. Oh, that bomb is getting close. I did not notice that bomb until now. Definitely used to be up there last time I played, but I guess now he's down here. Let's see. Yeah, you know, I should just not fight him, because I know I can't take him. Last time I saw him, I have, like, Libra packed in on this character, and it just said, like, yeah, this person's HP is mystery, so... When I see a mystery, I think, maybe I shouldn't fight this. That's what I think. Plus, I seem to have a good chain going on with killing these dudes, so... But yeah, going back to what I was talking about earlier. One of my friends suggested that I look at this guy's playthrough of Final Fantasy XII where he didn't use the license grid at all, and I think that's a little insane if you ask me. Mostly because this game does not seem to be easy, and I can't imagine going through the handicap of not being able to use basically any skills. I mean, everyone starts with some skills, so you'll always have Fran who happens to have... Oh, well, there goes the chain. Oh, she's silenced too. Damn. But yeah, you'll always have Fran who happens to have the basic magic attacks. You'll always have Vaughn who has steel. And as far, I mean, all those other guys have steel as well. I honestly don't remember what these other characters start with, but you know, everyone's got to start with something, right? So there's that. But aside from that, most of the big stat boosts, like I've looked through the thing, and you see stuff like attack quicker, or higher HP, or more physical damage, more defense, better defense when you're low health. Like, all things that seem very freaking useful. And handicapping yourself to the point where you're not able to use any of that just seems kind of silly. Or at least that's what I thought. And then I kind of remembered that back in the day, out of sheer boredom, during the my summer vacation of the year after Final Fantasy VIII came out, I decided to play throughout the entirety of Final Fantasy VIII without junctioning anything. Which I don't believe is as hard, because technically if you're smart and just don't level as much, you can get through most of the fights fairly easily. You just gotta... I mean, basically what ends up happening is that you end up going through a lot of fights, just surviving, stealing magic, which is something you're going to do in Final Fantasy VIII anyways, now that I think about it. But you'll be going through fights, stealing magic, and then just not killing the monsters, because leveling up in Final Fantasy VIII is actually to your detriment. Because all it does is make enemies stronger. But if you are basically the lowest level you could possibly be, and just steal a bunch of magic, you could beat the game without junctioning anything, by just using that magic. It's entirely possible. And I did it. I don't remember exactly when, but it was a long-ass time ago. Which, if you think about it, is kind of funny, because I don't really even like Final Fantasy VIII. I honestly... The junction system aside, a lot of people complain that it had this whole thing where it slowed the game down a lot, because most fights you were literally just standing there, taking hits, and siphoning magic from enemies. And you know what? Yeah, that's a pain in the ass. But the bigger pain in the ass for me was the story just did not interest me at all. I kind of like the Laguna, or is it Laguana? The Laguna part of the story. But I just was not interested in the whole, oh yeah, you know, we were all connected from the past thanks to this lady, and, you know, I mean, it gets to the point where you just think to yourself, like, really, do you need to make that through that connection with everybody in order for them to actually give a shit? You couldn't just give people their own stories? It's just, no, we're all related to Squall in some way. I mean, not related, but, like, we all knew him growing up because we were all orphans, or whatever the fuck. So yeah, I just didn't like Final Fantasy VIII that much. I mean, even Final Fantasy VII, I'm not the world's biggest fan of. It's an alright game. The story's pretty good, but I mean, you could always use the argument that everyone says, like, everyone thinks that the best Final Fantasy is the first one that they've played, which may hold true for me. The first one I played was Final Fantasy II, which is technically Final Fantasy IV. And it is my favorite, but not because of the gameplay. It is my favorite because it is my favorite story in a Final Fantasy game. As far as gameplay goes, my favorite Final Fantasy is probably V. So, what I'm trying to say here is, like, Final Fantasy VII I thought had a good story, but the materia system just seemed like a huge freaking grind that I just didn't feel like doing. So, yeah. I mean, it seemed like you had no actual character agency, you know what I'm saying? Like, you'd spend all this time leveling your characters, but you're not actually leveling your characters. You're leveling these rocks, which change the stats of your characters. So it doesn't matter which characters you have, as long as you have the right weapons that have the right bonuses. You could essentially change your characters out to anyone you damn well please, right? So, yeah. So, now that I have the berry, I'm going to kill this motherfucker. But first I'm going to buy some shit. Let's see. Might as well buy out the magic. I don't think I'll need the consumables. Someone just forget to heal him? Was it me? I should not have used him to heal. Alright, well. Meantime, it's run in circles time to recover MP. And reminisce about old Final Fantasies again. I've just realized that I'm actually only reminiscing in thought and not aloud, so not really being entertaining to anyone who's watching. But honestly, I don't think too many people are watching right now anyways. Then for some reason my throat actually kind of hurts. I think I maybe need to just get closer to this microphone and try not to enunciate as much. Perhaps just talk normally. But yeah, I don't know, let me get to thinking here. I was talking about how Final Fantasy VII isn't really my best, or not my favorite anyways. Not my favorite Final Fantasy in my books. It's definitely up there, considering that. I mean, when you look at all, there's definitely more than 13 right now, since there's 10-2 and 13-2 and 3 at this point. But I guess that whole trope of your first Final Fantasy is always your favorite does in fact ring true with me. So my favorite Final Fantasy is in fact Final Fantasy IV, which is then followed by 5, which was not the one I played directly after it. I played through the entirety of Final Fantasy IV, and then after that, that's what kind of got me into RPGs. So after Final Fantasy IV, I kind of got into other games that were around at the time at my local Blockbuster because my parents never really bought me games. I mean, I got one game a year, and that's not to say like I had a shitty childhood or whatever the heck, right? I mean, it was just the case of my parents saw like, oh, you know, he plays these games for like 5 days and he stops or whatever the heck. They didn't really see the entirety of the picture. So there was times when I'd rent the same game like maybe 10 weeks in a row, which if you think about it would be the cost of the game back in the day. But, you know, whatever. So after Final Fantasy II, like the big RPGs I got into were Earthbound. And then the Nintendo 64 came out, which then sort of killed my love for RPGs because at the time my parents bought me a Nintendo 64, which, God bless them. You know, it was really nice to get a Nintendo 64 as a kid. But as a big fan of RPGs, that was kind of shitty for me, you know what I mean? Like, I really loved the games that I got. Like, I got stuff like Star Fox and Super Mario 64. Hang on, I'm gonna use this berry. Maybe I should stop reminiscing and actually see if I can fight this thing. Did I use the berry on him? I think I used the berry on him. Yeah, that doesn't hurt nearly as much. Alright, since this fight seems to be like easy as shit right now, maybe I can continue talking. But yeah. The Nintendo 64 came out and I basically didn't get to play too many RPGs. Because there really wasn't that many RPGs on the Nintendo 64. Like, there was Quest 64, and at the time, like, my parents didn't buy me anything like Final Fantasy III, or anything like that. I remember borrowing some RPGs that some of my friends had, like my friend Anthony growing up. Shout out if you're actually watching this in some way or form. My friend Anthony loaned me Mario RPG a bunch of times, and I was able to play through that game in its entirety. And that was a really enjoyable game. But I only really started playing the other Final Fantasies when I got into high school and I discovered emulation. Now, I know what most people say, like, oh, that's kind of shitty that you stole those games, right? Well, I was a kid. My family didn't have that much money. So, I did what I could to entertain myself. We had a computer. I remember this very specifically. It was, I was in high school at the time, and I was using a computer in the early 2000s that had a 250 megabyte hard drive. I'm not kidding you. Like, it was a 66 megahertz Pentium 1, like the original ass Pentium processor. I was using a computer back in the day when Windows 2000 and Windows 98 was a thing, with a computer with Windows 95. And, you know, whatever. I got on AOL because we all got those discs that's like, yeah, a bunch of free AOL hours, yeah. So I got on AOL. I remember reading an EGM about emulation in this tiny little thing, like, oh, emulation, this is a thing, and people do, and it's kind of cool, but it's horribly illegal. And I thought to myself, well, I'm under 18. I'm a kid in high school. I could probably get away with emulation. So I looked in the dark corners of the internet through... Was she got a fucking arrow in her mouth? Damn. Anyways. I looked through the dark corners of the internet and I discovered emulation. And the first thing I did was I decided, hey, I'm going to play these Final Fantasy games that I never got to play. So I downloaded Final Fantasy III. Thinking like, hey, I get to play Final Fantasy III. During this, I figured out that Final Fantasy V existed because I did research. You know, I kind of went into that whole rabbit hole where you start reading up on things. You learn this and that.
Long ago, the gods granted their favor to King Wraithwall, who would oversee the subjugation of a vast territory spanning from Mordalia to Valendia. Here he forged the Galtean Alliance. Though he is called the Dynast King, upon establishing the alliance, he demonstrated compassion for his people and disdain for needless war. A philosophy passed on to his successors. One that would bring peace and prosperity for hundreds of years to follow.
Seems like a nice
During
dude.
this time of peace that the city-states of Arcadia and Rosaria, each members of Wraithwall's alliance, took root and flourished. Wraithwall left 3 relics signifying descent from the Dynast King. Of these, the Midlight Shard was given to what would become House Nabradia, and the Dusk Shard to my ancestors, the founders of Dalmasca. The last of these relics was the Dawn Shard. It remained hidden here, known only to those of royal blood.
As though the Dynast King foresaw the very plight before us now.
None save descendants of the king are suffered within. If we attempt to enter without proof of such lineage...
There's no guarantee we'll make it out alive. Vicious beasts, fiendish traps, something like that.
Sounds like fun.
But you must consider the prize. The Dawn Shard lies within, and Wraithwall's treasure.
And there was I, thinking this was going to be hard.
Alright. So in there is something that we need and a shit ton of treasure. Yeah, back to my weird reminiscing story, I suppose. So, I discovered emulation. I discovered the ability to play Super Nintendo games very poorly on my old computer. I could barely run anything. And I discovered Final Fantasy V. Or not 5. 3. Played through it in its entirety. Absolutely loved it. But I was kind of sad because I thought, oh, there's only 3 Final Fantasies. Like, there's nothing else to play. It's kind of shitty. Did some reading. Figured out, hey, 5 is actually, or 3 is actually 6. 2 is actually 4. There's a bunch of Final Fantasies that you missed, buddy. So I did more research and I realized, hey, someone did a fan translation of Final Fantasy V. There's an English ROM out there. You could just play it. So I did. And I absolutely loved it. Like, spent countless hours. Just countless fucking hours. I should probably have saved. That's fine. But yeah, I just spent countless hours playing Final Fantasy V, getting like all of the things I can get. I didn't complete that game by any stretch of the imagination though. Like I basically played through the game, got as much as I thought I could get. No guides, no nothing, and beat it. It was a pretty fun game. But what was that thing? So these things teleport you. Maybe I'll teleport back real quick and then use that save point. But yeah, absolutely loved Final Fantasy V. I mean, it had some really touching moments with the story, even though like there wasn't really a huge cast of characters, which is what I was used to with Final Fantasy games at the time. I mean, I was more used to sprawling cast of Final Fantasy IV. They kept changing throughout the entirety of the game, and the absolute giant cast of Final Fantasy VI, which spanned enough to fill almost 3 parties worth of people. Actually, I think maybe even more. But to contrast that, Final Fantasy V, start the game with 4 people, end the game with 4 people. There's only 5 playable characters total. I mean, I could... Oh, why did I do a new save? Whatever. Technically, I could give you a slight spoiler, so maybe, like, stop listening if you don't want to hear this. One of your characters dies, and it's a very... I remember specifically that moment. The character's name was Gala for... I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. I'm going by my memory here. But it was one of those story moments that kind of stuck with me. And I'd like to think that it affected me in a good way. But it's the moment where, you know, your party's being basically massacred by by the main villain of the game. His name's like XDeath or XII or wherever the... He's got a weird name, I know. You know, he pins you all the wall, everyone's HP drops to 0, everyone gets taken down, and it's like, haha, you're all gonna die. Gallif's HP is at 0, like, his, like, granddaughter's in danger. He's basically, like, he should be down. He should be dropped and dead. And he gets up. He gets up and just continues to fight. Like, basically at death's door, and just doesn't stop. Like, not giving up. So here's another boss, apparently. What is this? Demon Wall. Can I slow it? And I thought that was kind of cool, like, you know, like, when everything's on the line, how he just refused to go down. He protected what he cared about at the cost of his life. And that was kind of awesome. Really? You gonna blind me? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But I thought it was cool. That's not something you rarely see. I'm about to die a terrible death, aren't I? Yep. So while reminiscing about the whole never give up, never back down thing, I just totally got my ass handed to me by a giant demon wall. You know, that's kind of annoying. Oh, you could be like, yeah, you know, let's fight this boss and then immediately fight another one. Alright, well, I have a save, thankfully. Let's see if there's something I can do. I don't see the point of it casting Doom on one of my people, if it's just gonna kill me when it reaches the end. Maybe I could level up my people and see what I can do. I'd really hate to go back into the desert and keep grinding, because my god, that's not... It is not a fun prospect. Wait, was that only 2 points? I just said 2. Oh, but I can learn this new gem. Get this new gambit slot, guys. Alright, see what does that open up for me. Channeling reduces the magic MP cost by 10%. Action time by 10%. MP cost by 10%. Yeah, I always thought that was a cool moment in Final Fantasy, in a Final Fantasy story where the character fought not for out of revenge, not out of fought to the death to protect the people he cared about. It wasn't a revenge fantasy like Tella's was in Final Fantasy IV. It wasn't I guess like a martyr type thing, which happens a lot in other Final Fantasy games. Like, I mean, let's look at Ares or Aerith or whatever the fuck. Like, what was her death? She's sitting there fucking praying for... I don't even know what the hell she's praying for. I don't remember. I'm sure there's some significance to it. I don't remember it. But she's sitting there praying and just gonna get stabbed. Let's think of other characters that have died in Final Fantasy games. I mean, there's Leo. Leo is kind of a better, I guess, a more noble death than some of the others, where he... I forget the exact reasoning, but I think Kefka was basically just getting rid of him after he refused to take part in, like, I guess, the atrocities that were happening in the area or whatever the fuck. But Kefka basically just, like, bodies him and kills him. But if you think about the major deaths in Final Fantasy games, in Final Fantasy I, there's not really that many. In the original Final Fantasy II, the one released in Japan, there is the... It is hard to remember the characters' names, but Min dies, the white mage guy dies, the monk guy dies, and those guys are just kind of self-sacrificing, you know what I mean? Like, they are martyrs to the cause of the resistance in those games. Like, the one guy stops the rock. I forget exactly how Min dies, but he dies. I know that much. The one guy stops the rock from crushing the party, leaving behind his granddaughter, or whatever the heck. The last Dragoon guy dies. I forget how, but I know he dies. And that Prince guy dies before the game even starts, which is why that whole Dawn of Souls game exists, because, you know, it's like, hey, it's 4 people that are dead, you get to play as them. Kind of cool, right? But, I mean, aside from that, you go on to Final Fantasy III. I honestly don't know if there's any character deaths or major character deaths in that game. I don't really remember. There probably is, but I didn't really play through that game through its entirety, or when I did, I wasn't really paying that much attention. But in 4, there's Tella. And I guess the king dies before the story starts, but Tella's the main one. Yeah, 5 has Galuf, who stands and fights to his last breath to protect the people he cares about, and I thought that was kind of cool. Moving past that, 7, you know, Leo dies. 8, no one really dies. That guy loses his voice. That's about it. 9, I don't believe anyone dies in 9. I know that one guy gets turned to stone, but we fixed that, I'm pretty sure. 10... I mean, I guess Auron dies? But that's way before the story even starts, and doesn't seem to slow him down any, right? And I guess... I don't know if anyone dies in this. Now that I think about it. And in 13, I know no one really dies. I mean, I guess those two sort of die. 32 from Pulse. But I'm not actually even sure about that. So yeah, not too many party member deaths in Final Fantasy games. Here I am just staring at the sphere grid, not knowing what to do. You know what, I'm going to try fighting that thing again. I'm going to change my gambits to be full out. Just fucking fight these fools. Maybe the wall doesn't like water. Let's try it, shall we? It's funny to think about these things, you know? There's like 13 main Final Fantasy games, a bunch of offshoots. Oh, I was already in the temple. Yeah, 14 main Final Fantasy games. They're about... or no. Yeah, right now there's 14 main Final Fantasy games. 2 of them are MMOs. 15's coming out soon. So that leaves 12 Final Fantasy, I guess, like mainstay Final Fantasy games. With a bunch of offshoots of those. So, you know, you got stuff like Reverent Wings, Final Fantasy 12. Or Final Fantasy IV The After Years, or... you know, all kinds of shit. Yo, why wouldn't you just go in the door? I mean, there's a door there. Go in the door.
Fight or run? We better decide fast.
Oh wait, we could run? Oh wow, this thing's just bodying me. You know what? Can I decide to leave now? I'm gonna decide to leave. Yeah, as it turns out, you could just leave. I'm sure there's some sort of amazing, like, reward for that, but I'm not gonna be able to get it, because, fuck, man. I think he'll just kill me. Let's continue with the story rather than just die. Oh, there's another one.
The wall comes. We must be quick. Together we can bring it down.
What the fuck? does this one just give me a lot more leeway? This one seems to take a lot more damage. And this the hallway seems a lot longer. This should be doable. Wait, what? That certainly makes things a lot easier. Or halted for a bit, I guess. Not that long. Oh no, you've silenced Dossler, or Bossler, sorry. Whoa, whoa, whoa. He's moving fast. He's moving real fast. What is X zone? Does that mean I can't resurrect him? Man, I don't see the point of having Libra if it doesn't actually do anything. Oh damn it, oh damn it, oh damn it. I'm dead, aren't I? Alright. Now that I know that I can run from the other one, and there's no point in fighting the other one, because that other one will just absolutely body me, I should be able to fight this one at full strength, without any status effects to start, with a shit ton of mana, and just go to town on him, I hope. That being said, I honestly don't think having 2 melee fighters is going to be that useful, so I may actually sneak in, what's his face? Let's see here. I feel like the past few episodes of this game has just been me getting stuck at enemies and being frustrated. Can I use this too? Cool.
Fight or run? We better decide fast.
I choose to run. Now for this one, I choose to fight.
The wall comes. We must be quick. Together we can bring it down. These words have been left by the tomb watchers. Wakes it with the flames, follows it in their shadow, neither straying. I'm gonna touch the brazier. Okay.
So he doesn't do that much damage, but he can hang back, not take very much damage. Oh my god, these fucking blinds. Did that one just make it go faster? Okay. So some of these make him stop, and some of these make him just go fucking quick. Friend's been to X zone. Great. I switch out the party. Okay, so I may have fucked up. Yeah, of course, it's blind. I don't think I'm gonna win this fight. One of those made it go faster. It wasn't going that fast before, to be honest. Okay, so... I need to try and remember which ones make it go faster and which ones actually just stop it. And also, my god, I hate blind. My god, I hate blind. It's so annoying. You know, the Demon Wall isn't really a new Final Fantasy villain or monster either, now that I think about it. Been in quite a few of the games. I remember, the first time I've ever seen it was in 4. I'm not sure if 4 is the first instance of it, but there was that whole, active time, the wall's gonna get closer, if it gets to a certain point, you just lose. Also, I believe there was like a demon wall in Secret of Mana as well. I've barely made any progress at all today. I'm feeling really shitty about all this. Alright, let me think. Look at this map. Maybe I'll check that merchant, see if he's got anything for me to buy. Ooh, looks like he's moved up a bit. Nice. Immune silence, immune slow, immune blind. That's going to be real handy. That's going to be super fucking handy. Or at least I hope it'll be super handy. It's in the bazaar. Tale of the Phoenix. Should the unthinkable befall your allies, you'll want this close to your hand. Contains 2 tufts of Phoenix down. So it's a little bit off 2 Phoenix downs. Sure, why not? I believe I do have enough for his Will Blade. The Cherry Staff isn't going to do me any good. Cypress Pole... No one could really equip that, I don't think. They could, it is pretty strong. Now here comes the question. Who could equip that bangle? Apparently no one. Alright. Well, I got a lot of licenses. Harness. Well, it's gotta be around here. There it is. I need to get 2 down from there. Maybe I could even beat the other one. Okay. Maybe that'll work. It'll definitely save me some time. I won't have to cast or use any of the blind cure, what are they called, the eye drops. Who knows, maybe you can fight that other one. I doubt I could fight that other one. I may just still run from that first one. Very convenient that that guy was selling just what I needed. Clever game indeed. Oh, what do you know? He just doesn't have this one. Why he wasn't equipping the other ones? Suppose I should have paid attention to that. There's no way through there. There are these things here, but they don't seem to be doing anything. Guess I just gotta go down here. Seems to be no weird flame things here, so... Hey there, buddy. You wanna be my friend? No? Just wanna murder me?
Fight or run? We better decide fast.
I choose run. I choose to run! And I know the first one will stop him. And the second one may stop him too.
The wall comes. We must be quick. Together we can bring it down.
Alright. Why is she silenced? So wait, now you're gonna cast Sleep on me since you can't fucking cast the other shit? Jerk. He goes faster. Okay, let's read this. Wakes it with the flames, follows it to their shadow, near straying. Fuck. That one's no good. So I could just memorize. First one will stop it. Second one will make it go faster. So left, right. One should stop it. Left, right, left. Well, later, Vossler. So alternating. Thing needs to go down, Pinello. No time to cast magic. I don't think we're gonna make it. Came close, though. I have a feeling that if I didn't do that weird hasten thing, that I might have actually made it. So, we're gonna try this one more time, and this time I'm sure I've got it. So it's left, right, left. If you go left the second time... I may try left, right, pretty, then right. I should just avoid that one altogether, because I know that one definitely caused it to go faster. Also, hopefully it doesn't cast Vossler into the void, because if it casts one of my dudes, I'm pretty sure I could just replace one of my dudes. Whereas if it casts Vossler into the void, I have to just fight it out. Mess with these a bit. Oh, any. Sure. I can switch them. Since I don't want to have to do that again. Alright. So we got left. This is really just a trial and error thing at this point. Oh. Better if I remembered where it actually was. Pretty cool if I had haste, but I hadn't really leveled up to that part of the tree, and I honestly don't think I have the spell.
Fight or run? We better decide fast.
Alright, let's go kick that thing's ass. Maybe. Kind of. Sort of. I don't know. We'll see.
We must be quick. Together we can bring it down.
Who the fuck is casting heal? We don't got time for that. Touch the brazier. Ult to advance. When it starts moving in, I'm going to try that one. Come on. Move out of the way. Ult to advance. Alright. The next one on the right. Yeah, looks like I got this one. This one stops it. Or not! So I fucked up. Don't got time for this. Glad it wasn't Vossler. Alright, this thing may just go down. Fuck hitting any more things. I don't want to speed it up. I just want it to die. So this wall is dead. And Bosch is in another dimension. It's fine. Does that break the bridge that I need to cross? That'd be pretty shitty. No, he just disappeared, I guess. Alright, convenient. She doesn't have an arrow in her mouth this time. Alright. So this place is way harder than I thought it was. He's just... Wait, he's not dead. XII. The character has vanished without a trace. The effect cannot be reversed. I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what? It cannot be reversed? Is that the end of Bosch? Is he just gone? There's no way. I'm guessing if I go to save Crystal, he'll just show up again. Or maybe this is some sort of story element that I'm missing. Maybe I should have hoped for them to do it to Vossler. Seems like a pretty big tomb.
Incredible.
I mean, he's right there, so clearly he hasn't vanished without a trace.
It wounds me to look on as they pillage so solemn a place.
Yet without help, you and I are as nothing. Is this not so? He thinks ever and always on his own profit. Assure him of it and he shall remain true to our cause.
I do not share your majesty's trust.
We will continue this later. Now we should concern ourselves with finding the Dawn Shard. It sleeps in waiting, somewhere deep within.
How can you be certain?
I can hear its call.
Alright. Why not? Alright, I need to check something really quick. Really now? Alright. That should be good enough. Sorry for the delay there. Let's see, is he still X-zoned? No, I guess he's not X-zoned anymore. Which is good, because no one likes to be X-zoned. Not a fun place to be. Let's see what we have over here. Bunch of waystones. One of them's active at least. A map of the Tomb of... Well, that's... pretty nice of you, actually. So there's that area to the left, that area to the right. Some center area, which... not sure of how to get to. Maybe this leads to it. Magic stir within the device. Touch it. This just brings me to the entrance. That'll be pretty funny. Well, I believe that's exactly what it did. Alright, I'll use this opportunity to save. It's damned if I want to fight that wall again. I will be damned if I fight that wall again. And there's another wall I believe I can fight. Well, I'm actually not positive on that, but... well, since we're here, might as well check. Sorry about that, I got distracted by my phone for a moment there. Let's see if that wall's still there. Still hanging out? You wanna fight? Yeah, I can fight you whenever I feel like it. Sounds all you want. I'm gonna stab you. When the room runs out, I'm gonna run. Like a pansy. Alright, I ain't winning this fight. This fight ain't gonna win it. Not in it to win it. So let's get the fuck out. Dude, sending me invoices already? Come on. Still, I see he's still doomed. I may just have to double back and use a crystal to save his life or something, because... Is there a number on him? Yeah, there's a number on him. Alright. So I've officially wasted everybody's time. It's okay. Going in loops is fun. It's fun for the whole family. But merry-go-rounds are a thing, right? Doot. 5. The slowest doom clock ever. So this is definitely not the most efficient run of Final Fantasy XII ever. Pretty sure I'm on the lower bracket of completion times at this point. Especially since I wasted so much damn time in the desert. I think I spent like 3 hours basically wandering the desert yesterday. Which is really not good. You know, whatever. That wall will have its day. That day is not today. The wall gets to live for now. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm just gonna leave it alone, you know? I just feel bad for it, really. Alright. I don't believe these are active right now. Must be corresponding device elsewhere. Same with this. A moth or something? Oof. Thing cannot take a hit. Either there, she got way stronger when I wasn't paying attention. Speaking of which, I give him enough points? Now he's 1 point off. In 1 point, I could upgrade his licenses a bit, which should give him access to a slightly better sword than what he's using right now. At least I think it's a slightly better sword. I'm actually not sure. Okay. Because I have this and this, but I don't have any of those swords. So... get that sword off of Vaughn. I have a longsword, Vaughn. And he gets the iron sword. Slightly better. Some optimizations there. For the folks at home. Alright, well, as far as I can tell, both of those have ways to enter through there. Both sections will lead me to the center, so top one will lead me to that one, which is pretty short path. Think about it. Oh. I think I'm taking the easier path here. May or may not be true. But we'll see. This way and that way. I believe that way is the right way, but I'm just checking this way to see if there's any treasure chests. That's an interesting sight. Oh yeah, I know I'm too far away. Let's see. See what this thing's made of. Level 16, 1400 HP, weak to wind. I don't believe I have wind. If I do, I might have wind actually. But that's what I would face if I was down there. So far, nothing here. Except this dude. This zombie. Zombie V. Apparently he's a fan of 3-hit combos. And rose petals? What? That was just weird. Doesn't seem like anything important here. Lesser Chimera. I mean, I thought chimeras were... Well, no. Mix of two animals. That's definitely a mix of something. It looks like a mix of an old man and chicken and a snake. He had a handkerchief and everything, man. You can't tell me that wasn't an old no-no. What is... Chimera's just in this tomb rolling about, spending their days just rolling around. You know, I see him rolling there and I am actually hitting on him, so... Yeah, I went there. What is that? Like, what the hell is that supposed to be? It's a Rago, I know, but like... Looks like a iron with a white side and a black side. It's got a candle on its head. So... Definitely something important. Oh, what's that? Different looking zombie. Aha, I'm immune to your stupid blind bullshit. Need some foul flesh. Apparently I'm just gonna attack this thing. I suppose having the foe anything on means that if I just get into the general vicinity of an enemy, my dudes will just start moving towards it. But honestly, I don't really see a need for any deeper strategy right now, so it's probably fine to leave it like that for now. Here we have a thing. Vice remains asleep. Touch the jewel. Touch the jewel. I gotta open it from both sides, don't I? Shit, I've just been thunderstruck. Okay. That lowered that a bit. I can go around. Altar. Half of the altar stone is sunk into the floor. Now let's go the other way around, see if I can find anything this way. Definitely not a fan of leaving things half done. Place where I had the view. That doesn't seem that way. Dude, why are you spamming heal? Why are the other people not spamming heal? Could be a case where I just need to get both the right side and the left side. This is definitely a different zombie, so the effects are the same. Takes a couple hits and falls down. I'm sorry, I need to check something real quick. Alright. Alright, everything's cool. And my guys are attacking on their own, so... Go Gambit system. There's no way that this is a good thing. I am positive that at least one of these is a mimic. Not rust. So none of them were mimics, but two of them weren't that great. Ooh, a strip of foul flesh. Lovely. I'll just pick that up and put it in my back pocket to take around with me. I'm sure I'll find a use for it somewhere. You know what this thing reminds me of? Those, the villains from the first Transformers cartoon. The dudes that made Unicron. I don't know what their name is. They look like that. They're multiple face bullshit. shit, he's casting fire. Because I think this is the one casting... Yep, nope, definitely was him. Definitely was that one. Yeah, that's the thing about this game. I actually kind of don't like magic in this game. I think I'd rather just build a bunch of characters that stab dudes. And again, I don't think that's probably... It's probably not the best idea. I'm pretty sure there's a limited amount of ultimate weapons, and some of them are probably well-suited for melee attacks, and some of them are probably well-suited for magic attacks. And all sorts of in-betweens. Alright. So I've just done a full circle. Aside from those treasures, there doesn't seem to be anything else in this area for me. So, back to the foyer. Ooh, treasure. Ugh. You know, if I was this Balthier fellow, I'd be kind of pissed. If anything, just because he's like, oh, if you help me, you get all the treasures of the dungeon. They get to be yours. So far, what have we found? Like 100 and some bucks? And some fucking clumps of rust. Not too impressed with the treasure trove that this tomb provides. Does look nice though. Imagine how impossible it would be to actually make something like this in real life. There is like absolutely, like if you look around, to my knowledge, there is no structure in the world that is like this. Like if this existed in the world, this would be like a huge landmark that everyone would be like flocking to see. That they'd spend billions of dollars trying to keep together just so they could get tourists to flock to their city. Like, look at this massive area right here. Even if it was just this, but there's that entire staircase that leads down there, like this massive ceiling. Like, how is this? I don't think this is architecturally possible, is what I'm saying. I'm pretty certain this isn't possible. The weight distribution doesn't make much sense, if you ask me. There's not enough pillars in the center specifically. Like, there's no supporting beams in the center of this entire foyer. I mean, over there's a shit ton along the walls. But nothing really here, and this is a very large area. Plus there's... I don't know, there's all kinds of shit here that doesn't make much sense to me. Alright, what are my options when coming down here? Looks pretty much identical to that other one. Notice I'm doing the same thing. Oh shit, self-sacrifice. The thing just died for its friend's sins, and then his friend died anyways. Sad story, really. Oh, there's a treasure chest down there. And there very well could have been a treasure chest that way that I just didn't see. The draw distance in this game is a little weird. Ally item amount greater than 10? What? That's a weird gambit right there. I think I'm going the right way. No, that's a dead end, but there may be treasure down here, so let's give it a shot anyways. Oh no, there's just some Rago dude. I wonder how the Ragu family's doing. Sounds a bit cryptic. I doubt anyone actually watching this will know what I'm talking about. And that's fine. Because there's chimeras rolling about doing their own thing until I come here to stab them. Which I will. So I was gonna say, these look more like skeletons, but I guess they're just lost souls. I don't know. Skeleton doesn't seem like a terrible description. I think they could have just gotten away with saying skeleton. No, it's a skeleton wizard. Much like a regular wizard, except this one's a skeleton. And he's blind. The one dude who can be blinded. What is this, blind now? There's one thing I agree with, is that I mean, the whole blind thing just sort of reminded me of something. Whoa, that's a... Do I have to run? I don't think I have to run. I don't have to run. Maybe mystery and all that other shit, but that's just because I don't have the, that thing equipped that shows me their stuff. Yeah, when Final Fantasy II was released, or Final Fantasy IV was released in the United States as Final Fantasy II, they released the easy type of Final Fantasy. Now, a lot of people will complain about that, but I honestly think they had one thing right, at least, when they made that version of the game. And it's a shame that they haven't gone this route with, I would say, all of the Final Fantasies. And that's in spell streamlining. I mean, in all honesty, who wants to scroll down to a list, like, look at this list, and be like, okay, what status element do I have? So if I'm poisoned, I gotta cast Poisona. If I'm blinded, I need to cast Blindna. If I'm silenced, I need to cast Vox. Like, the one thing I liked about that Final Fantasy is like, yo, you got a status element? There's a fucking heal. Or Ezuna, which is what its Japanese name is, but, or Asuna. It's just like, yo, this cures all that shit. Just the streamlined process. I like that. For specifically for status ailments. I don't mind the whole separate items for all that shit. Like, that's fine, but like going down a list of spell. Oh god, did you blind him again? I'm not even gonna cure it. No, I should cure it. Okay. He's like my best melee fighter right now, even though he doesn't level up. Oh, now I'm attacking this thing. Whatever, I just gotta go through with it. I mean, there's one thing when you gotta balance your game around all kinds of weird shit, like an MMO, for instance, okay. Though, honestly, I think MMOs have it mostly streamlined, now that I think about it. Like, something's wrong, this will get rid of status ailments. Even, the the last MMO that I played for a long time, which was Ragnarok Online, they really only had 2 status recovery things. Or maybe they had 3. There was like one called status recovery, one called cure, and one called... What was another one? I just can't remember it, but I'm pretty sure there's another one. Oh, found some treasure chests and a ghost. And a chimera. I forgot about that, I suppose. Not a rust. 81 gil. 7 gil. I wanted to do something here real quick. Since I know the spell Cura, should actually have it there. I think that's probably a good idea. Oh, I just remembered a character death in in Final Fantasy X. But it's very similar to Orange in that it doesn't stick, and it's mostly pointless. And to be fair, this guy was only sort of a party member for a short amount of time. That's Seymour. That dude just did not want to stay down. How many times did that guy die? He must have died like 7 fucking times. I don't even think, like, he wasn't even some sort of... I don't even get why he was doing what he was doing. Like, it makes no sense what Seymour was doing. Like, he's like, you know... I want to marry Yuna. Because... reasons. And the people are like, no. Because you're dead. And you shouldn't be alive. And no reason as well, like, I'm still here because I feel like being alive. So I'm here. Apparently we can't have that, so we just gotta murder him. So he comes back, tries to murder you. And then we murder him again. Comes back, trying to murder you, and then you murder him again. It's like he was the main antagonist. The main antagonist is like a giant embodiment of sin. So, Seymour has no, like... He wasn't the cause of that. That shit was already there. That shit continued to be there. There's the thing. I'm contemplating if I should keep going or if I should just hit this. Touch the jewel. Oh, that just sent it down. So wait. I should check that other area. Before I leave anyways. Casting oil? See, that's a dumb status ailment. It's like, oil. Now you got fucking oil on you. It's like, really? Come on. What if I don't want oil on me? Yeah, this isn't on the map. I mean, I have a map of it, but it's not on the map. So let's see what's here. I'm guessing plot. And or progress. Yeah, plot. I was right.
Fog? Underground? Not fog. Mist. You can see the mist with your eyes? Where it is thick enough, you may. The nether runs deep in this place.
I mean, you could see it with your eyes too, so that was literally the dumbest thing.
Yes, but it is also an aid. A dense mist allows the working of powerful magics.
I'll keep that in mind. Can't count on Vaughn to keep track of these things. That's for sure.
Vaughn's in this story? What? I forgot that he was even here, to be honest. So we're in a misty area, which is this area here. I'm guessing that's an entrance to it as well. I probably don't need to go all the way around. I already guessed it's just another way through. Treasure. Gold needle. Single golden needle. Hidden in the depths of... Hang on. Hidden in the depths of the tomb, they found a single golden needle. Clearly worth the effort of raiding this ancient king's final resting place. Just gotta get that needle. Do we have a second needle? I'm hoping for a second needle. Ooh, okay, you know, that is way better than a needle. In fact, I would argue I would say that I would definitely argue that that needle pales in comparison to an elixir, even though the elixir is kind of like, if you think ancient tombs and raiding them for treasure, the first thing that comes to mind is definitely not, ooh, an elixir. Ooh, this is a boss, and I haven't saved in a while. Shit. Alright, well. Is this Ifrit? Fire seems to be his thing. Elias. Alright, there seems to be some things on either side of this room that might be treasure, though. Let's start. Green magic. I don't have shell. So we're just gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way. Huh. I guess I don't have water in this run. I guess I just didn't learn it. However, this guy doesn't seem to be too hard. Well, apparently he's a fan of bunny ladies, because he just went straight for her. I'm gonna try to create some distance. Even though she shouldn't be the one taking the damage. This is a good opportunity to cast Cura. I know he's casting fire. I don't know, maybe I'm missing something, then he's gonna like, power up later, but this guy seems way easier than the wall. Guy's got nothing on Pink Floyd, man. Man, why do you keep aiming for Fran? What'd she ever do to you? Greater barrier. Protect and shell. And now he's doing something. That is something. What is this? I thought you were just casting greater barrier. What is this? What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh. It's a good thing I have plenty of handkerchiefs. Well, she was casting Cura. Don't believe anyone has oil on them anymore. So I'm just gonna use a potion on him to keep him alive while the Cura channels. And continue wailing on the fool. And let's cast Cura one more time. Just top people off. Man, that barrier's kind of shitty. It's just making this fight a lot longer than it needs to be. It's not especially difficult, it's just taking time. Oh, apparently they just love messing with Vosler there. I mean, normally I just let him fall since he's a guest, but he is doing a decent amount of DPS, so it's in my best interest to keep him alive. Oh, looks like he just dropped anyways. Already got plenty of Phoenix Downs. Man, I should run around with her, because it gives me MP back. Oh, no, he's doing his thing again. I don't have oil on us. Or I think that's going to cause oil to show up on everybody. So I need to move quickly. Ooh. Okay, no, that just... Okay, so white magic. I want you to channel Cura. Ash, you bring Vosler back up. Gosh, you use a potion on yourself to last a bit longer. Ooh, that barely worked. Okay. Let's use another potion. And this dude's like... Okay. Okay. What am I doing here? I need to go to her. Green magic. I don't have enough to protect. Okay. Now I do have enough magic for it to protect. Cast that on him. Vosler's down. Let's queue up Phoenix down for him. Whenever I have ethers, I'm going to use one on myself. Phoenix down to get Bosch back up. Start casting white magic. Get Cura on everybody. Switch to her. Use a Phoenix down to get Vosler back up. Switch to Bosch. Use a potion to help last a bit longer. And start smacking on this dude. There goes the Cura. And he should drop. Nice. There we go. Wasted a bunch of items, but whatever the heck, Belial went down. Man, honestly, I think they should have made this game a little bit I think what would have made it a little bit more interesting is if they forced you to just do the active time, like not wait for commands, just like, you know, you gotta fucking go. Maybe tone down the difficulty a little bit so that that doesn't become impossible, but I think the game would have been way more interesting if that was the case. Oh, you obtained the Esper, Belial, the guy, I guess. Alright, I guess Belial's an Esper.
They arose, shouting challenges at the gods, but prevail they did not. Their doom it was to walk the mist until time's end.
Oh, it's a good Esper reference.
My
You know,
family
Esper's in the
tells a
mist.
story of the Dynast King and an Esper. The story goes that in his youth, the Dynast King defeated a mighty Gigas, for which the gods took heed of him. Thereafter, it was ever bound to him in thraldom.
Thraldom, eh?
So, all this time it's been here guarding the Dynast King's treasure.
Not
Yeah, just
so.
having a good time.
The Esper is the Dynast King's treasure.
That's your treasure?
In this Esper we now command rests a power whose worth is beyond any measure.
Is that so? Call
So
me
now we have a big
old-fashioned, but I was hoping for a treasure whose worth we
thing that could
measure.
beat the shit out of people. Treasure. Alright, guys. Cast your shit. Here's some actual treasure for you. A white fang. I'm not even gonna cure him for the oil. He could just be bathed in oil for the rest of his life. Because I don't care. And a water moat. And I miss the day when you'd find cool weapons in dungeons. You'd be like, oh, what's here? It's like, oh my god. It's like an ice sword. Nice. In this game, it's like, oh, it's some fucking rust. And some gil. The elixir is literally the best thing I've found in a chest this entire game. It's honestly just kind of disappointing. So, we have some sort of thing with that Gigas, but I mean, do I actually even command it, or is that just something that they tell me? Because there was no tutorial saying, like, now you can summon Espers. It's just like, you know. Well, let's look at the status. Party. So, magics, we know this. Alright. More magics, this. Makes that. I don't see Espers or summons anywhere, so. I don't know. Read the inscription. Let's head this way first. If I have to face another boss, that'll be really shitty.
What's wrong?
He seems happy.
Your Majesty, we must go.
Are we not happy? I legitimately don't know what's going on right now. Oh hey, it's your dead husband. You gonna shed a single tear for me? Nope. Just gonna say Razzler. Ghost husband. Yeah, sure, just walk by the person who misses you the most. Who are you gonna talk to? Who do you need to speak to so fucking badly, ghost man, that you ignore your wife?
You will be avenged.
Or are you just a hallucination? Apparently he's just got other shit to do. Wait, when did you grab that? obtained the Dawn Shard. Cool, Dawn Shard. So does this Dawn Shard do anything, or is it just, you obtained the Dawn Shard, this is a key item, you should probably keep it? I think it's probably that. Alright, well. I'll also use this to touch the Vaystone. Alright, let's see here. So where am I now? That just brought me to the main foyer area. Alright. Well, I legitimately don't know what's gonna happen next, because, like I said, pretty sure the last time I played this game I got to the bird and just stopped playing. So this is all new stuff to me. But there seems to be some sort of event that it's pointing me towards. So let's go see what that is before I decide what I'm supposed to do next. Let's see, we got 12 hours so far. Yeah, it's probably like closer to 13 now. Yeah, 13 hours. I legitimately don't know how much of this game I've completed. Boy, am I happy that merchant was there. Also, now we have a cutscene. Oh boy. Well, it looks like they followed us. I don't know who they is, but considering that they're pointing guns at Vaughn here. Well, I mean, if I was a soldier and I saw Vaughn, I'd point a gun at him too. It just seems like a piece of shit. It's like, get away from me. Point this gun at you. You need to vacate this premises. You need to vacate this continent.
Such a tremendous honor to again be graced with your presence, Majesty.
Oh, it's the
Rest
shitty
us
judge
with
guy.
Such great dispatch upon our last encounter that I must confess I had begun to worry that we may have given your Majesty some cause for offense.
Such a heartfelt display of remorse. Now what is it you want?
I want you to give me the Nethicite.
The Nethicite?
That is a base imitation. We seek Wraithwall's legacy, the ancient relics of the Dynast King. Day-affected Nethicite. Did you not tell them, Captain Azalus?
Majesty, he speaks of the Dawn Shard. That is the Nethicite. Are you mad, Vossler? If we are to save Dalmasca, we must accept the truth. I will fight this profitless battle no more.
Captain
What?
Azalus has struck a wise bargain. In return for the Dawn Shard, the Empire will permit Lady Ash to reclaim her throne, and the Kingdom of Dalmasca will be restored. Think on it.
You know, that's actually not a terrible deal.
You must admit, 'tis more than a fair exchange.
And
I don't know what
when
this stone's
all is
about,
said and
but
done, your master will have another pet.
Lady Ash, let us take him for the people of Dalmasca. Your Majesty wallows in indecision on peril of their heads. And his shall be the first to fall.
Well, at least your sword is to the point.
well, glad we spent all that time hunting that rock.
To think the relics of the Dynast King were day-affected Nethicite, Dr. Sid will be beside himself.
What did you say?
Captain Azalus, take them to Shiva. They should have leave to return to Ravenasta soon.
So Vossler's a bad guy? Oh, so that guy's haircut is shitty.
Its power.
Did our orders not specify that we return the stone for testing?
I will not chance returning with a stone that is yet unproven.
You know what? That's not a unreasonable thing to ask. Now, I must admit, I did not see that coming. That being said, I also don't get why it's all that important that needed to happen. Alright, so the Shiva is an airship. So, in this game, Shiva and Ifrit, or Ifrit?
When we return to Dalmasca, we can announce that you are alive and well. I will then
Why is everyone in fucking chains all the time?
with the Empire. I believe Lars has the key. He'll listen to us. We should trust him.
Who are you, Vossler, to talk of trust?
Got a point.
The son of Dalmasca.
Our equipment here is limited, so we'll be using the ship's drive to make our assessment. Once we've connected the stone, the reaction should be easily measured.
Methods do not interest me, only results.
I'm sorry, what's going on?
Such heat. The mist, it's burning.
6,800, 6,900, 7,000. This must be Deifacted Nephesite.
Such lines, my performance. It's terrible.
We found it at last. True Deifacted Nephesite. The power of the Dynast King in my hands. Blood alone does not an emperor make. Vain.
What is this?
In your hands. Alright. Apparently bunny people are tapped into the magic ether. Oh.
Hold her down.
Okay. Sorry, what? Whoa, what? Where did this come from?
What's wrong with her?
I always knew Fran didn't take well to being tied up. I just never knew how much. How about you?
I like Fran's idea. Let's get out of here.
No farther! Sky pirates, the future of Dalmasca will not be stolen.
Oh, is this a fight?
Why do this, Bash? This struggle is futile. You must know where it leads. I do know. All too well.
Oh, guess we're fighting him. Well. Ooh, she seems different. Is that Berserk? I can't imagine this being a hard fight, because it didn't really give me the opportunity. Well, no, it gave me the opportunity to save, but there was a bunch of cutscenes in between. Still got Rosler, shall we? Actually, we don't have any idea what his health is. I mean, aside from the fact that he had 500 health a little while ago. Probably best to assume that he's somehow mysteriously leveled up in the meantime. So let's just get rid of these dudes. She is not healing anybody. Alright, let's put her on healing duty then. Ooh, reflect. Let's use a potion on him. Yeah. Ooh, that was the wrong thing. Use a potion on yourself because apparently. Wait, mist? What is mist? Summon. Oh, that ain't working, so whatever. Glad I used that. Let's use another, shall we? Oh, she's no longer all crazy. Means I can do this. Means Vossler is shit out of luck. Well, I guess I can't actually summon him, even though it's there. There must be some sort of unknown requirement that I'm just not seeing. So every attack I gain some MP. I walk around between attacks I gain some more MP. Oh, damn, son. Holy shit, he just went in hardcore on me. Alright, whatever. I still got reserve people. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. Party. Take them out. Nello and Vaughn in. Oh damn it, why'd you have to cast fire? Oh my god. Why is he going all hardcore on me? Well, that did nothing. This dude's kicking my butt, and I'm not sure how to change that. I'm just gonna fall. Alright, this is a game over. It's alright, I could skip some cutscenes. It's not that big of a deal. Ah. Alright. So I actually want to beat that fight before I go on, because I don't want to be stuck in a whole situation where I show up again tomorrow and I have to deal with that. So let me... Or maybe I'll just look at my gambits, level them up, and then call it a night. We'll see. We'll see how I feel in a couple of minutes. Alright. Not too many points for him, but a bunch for the rest of them. License for Esper Belias has been added to the board. Only one character can obtain the license. When a character obtains the license, it will be removed from the board of all other characters. Okay. Elias. I'm thinking that's probably the problem, is that I was meant to summon him, but I didn't. So the question is, who do I give him to? Some sort of... some sort of thing where it explains? It doesn't seem that way. Okay, well if anyone should get it, it's probably Ash. Do I want access to magic gloves, or do I want access to arm guards and tourmaline rings? That's less. Let's go with this. Then I could get Libra or accessory 6. She spent less points at this time. And we'll give her Blast. Since it was her thing, I figure give it to her. The character can now summon Espers under the Mist command in the battle menu. Okay. Horology. Magic lore, remedy lore, magic lore. Nothing really to learn for there. Okay, so these things will fill out and then disappear after they're used. That's kind of cool, actually. I'm hoping this entire thing will fill out eventually, because it seems to me that I'll actually fill this out way quicker than I'd hope. Then again, I don't know how long this game actually is, so... Still need to look into what these actually do. Let's see here. Okay. So what can I learn with him? I don't really have any extra armors or whatever the heck, so there's no point in going down this tree. Anything this way that I could get. Potion lore, spellbound. I already have swiftness. That seems to be more magic based this side. Augment. It says augment, this is magic. These are all magics. And this is a quickening. These are all augments. You know, potion lore is probably a good idea. It's a gambit. Whatever. Let's see what that gives me access to. Martyr, Inquisitor, Shield Block. All useful. Shield Block's no good to her. Inquisitor's good because that. She's usually the one I have resurrecting people, so maybe that's not a bad idea, but... Okay, so that'll give me access to silence and sleep. Poison and shell. Fire white magics. Dark. Disable reflect. Water area. I should actually start building out a mage. And again, this is a very good augment to skip right now, so I'll get that for now. Or... open that up. See, yeah, okay, now I have a very good point to make. That is why the sphere grid is better than the license board. The license board, you could spend your points on something and get absolutely nothing out of it. So I could go deep into the magic tree and have magic, or black magic, specifically 3, fairly early into the game. But I have no way to obtain those 3 spells. Whereas in, well, the sphere grid was very streamlined, mind you, but you went down the thing, you learned the spells in the order that you're supposed to, you know? I realized that it's sort of, the sphere grid was mostly an illusion of choice, but in the end it did actually open up and you were able to branch off into different paths. Like you could be like, okay, I've completed Orin's path, so now I'm going down Titus's path with Orin, or, you know, Waka's path with Orin, or whatever the heck you want to do. Like options that way. Hell, if you spend enough time in Final Fantasy X, I'm pretty sure you could just max out the sphere grid on all characters and just see some crazy shit like Lulu, like one-shotting people with auto attacks. Probably be pretty funny to see, actually, now that I think about it. Alright, so what else am I going to learn? I just fill out the magic trees of the spells that I know. That opens up more time magic, more arcane magic. Now here's the question, what do I want Penelo to be? Right now she seems to be... person who fights with a sword and a shield, or a dagger and a shield. She needs to have HP. Probably need to get her into better armors. No way to buy them right now, but whatever, I'll spend the points. Get her into the armor tree. No, that's fine. Shields. Reducing magic MP cost. Yeah, I want her to be like a battle mage type character, I guess. And I guess when I'm done with this fight, I should find a way to level up the other characters, because they are sorely lacking. It's gotten to the point where if my main party basically starts falling, I can't just bring up the other party and continue on where I left off, because the other party is so much weaker than the main characters that they just fall right away anyways. Kinda shitty. So, I'm going to need to grind. Ugh, not looking forward to that. I should just shove them into the technique category. I don't know any of these techniques, so I don't see the point. Just gonna make a beeline down this way, see what it brings. Shield block will do him no good. Oh Potion lore ain't terrible, though. Alright. Alright. That should be good enough. That fight didn't seem too hard anyways, he just kind of powered up near the end when he was low health. So, let's skip these things and just get straight into the fight after all these load times that are clearly going to happen. You know, one thing I'd actually like to mention is it's kind of weird how they still use CG in this game. I mean, I suppose they still use CG all the time in all of their games, right? But I'd say this is one of those games where I actually prefer the in-game stuff to the actual CG stuff. The actual CG just seems kind of flat and not very good. I'm sure we're going to say the same thing. I mean, that's what I've been saying more recently about Final Fantasy X and X-2, is that the CG kind of looks not that great compared to the real game, especially once you take into consideration the upgrades it gets when you put it in a higher resolution. Summon Belias, shall we? Let's just get this out of the way. Let's just summon this fool. Look at my new toy! Wait, what happened to Fran? Or is it just that? Oh, I think it's just me and Belias. That's how someone's working this game, I guess. Oh, whatever. Ooh, Pain Flare. Thankfully, he seems preoccupied with the giant demon known as Belias, allowing me to wail on him. Parry me? He's definitely going to town on Belias right now. I think Belias has got his number. There we go. You see, if I had just done that, the fight would have gone way easier last time, and I wouldn't have wasted all that time going through gambits and licenses and all that other shit. You know, it's not like they told me I needed to go into the tree and actually turn on the summon. Wait, did we just kill him? Is he dead?
Impossible. Engine room, this is the bridge. Report.
What are they doing down there?
Happened?
The Nemesis draining the ship's power!
Disengage it at once.
I want that
We're
number
trying to
3
go
unit
guard.
sealed. Let me in.
I suggest a crash landing. I think that's in order right about now. Also seems to be your only option.
All I have done, I've ever thought of Dalmasca first.
I know you do. I would ne'er gainsay your loyalty.
Look on what my haste has wrought. Did I act too quick? Or was your return too late? I can serve her no more. You must take up my charge.
Alright, gonna leave you here to die now. Have fun with this whole ship crashing thing. Whoa! See, I was gonna say, like, maybe he's okay, maybe he's alive. Nah, I'm pretty sure he's dead. I'm pretty sure he's dead.
This might get a little dicey.
I don't see him getting out of that one.
Is that what you call this?
I'm gonna go ahead and say that it's pretty certain. Like, if he lives through that, that's a pretty big cop-out. That's what I'm gonna say. It's a giant ball of flame where people used to be.
I think it's the Dawn Shard.
Then what are we waiting for?
Yeah, let's go back into the heart of the explosive fire.
The dreadnought Leviathan is sunk. The 8th fleet of the Arcadian Imperial Army lost.
Alright.
As word of the events in the yacht sounded throughout the Empire, quit I Bujeba, citing sudden malady. My true motive, to bring the various counter-imperial forces scattered throughout Ivalice together in unified resistance.
Isn't this that guy in the basement? Sounds like him.
By this time, Lady Ash had made her return to Rabanasta. She had not, however, made known her presence. Rather, she was content with keeping both her own whereabouts and those of the Dawn Shard concealed.
Okay.
Had she chosen then to go before her people, my error in announcing her suicide would be known, to the great detriment of my efforts to assemble a resistance.
Oh, okay, so this isn't him. This is the Marquis. The Marquis? I don't know, however they fucking
in such circumstances
say it here.
the Lady Ash then found herself. Even were she to proclaim Dalmasca restored, it would serve only to invite the Empire's wrath.
That is
Though
true.
Arcadia had lost her 8th fleet, she remained, as ever, a military power with which to be reckoned.
Don't believe Ondor's lies. This is Ondor's journal. Man, like, hover cars are dumb. Like, they're just dumb. I'm sorry. I don't like hover cars. Not in Final Fantasy games, because they're never like cars. They're goddamn floating Twinkies. I mean, if Toronto looked like this, I'd probably move. I'd just be like, nope, I'm done. Floating Twinkies in the sky, I'm done. I'm going. Leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again.
Resembles a vast host under guise of martial exercises.
Alright.
It is our belief they wait for the proper pretext.
Got some good beard room in there. So who are these shadowy figures?
And her fleet. At such a time comes as a most grievous blow. Were Rosaria to invade, the battle would be hard fought. Had Lord Vane not deployed the fleet so capriciously, we would not now find ourselves in such perilous circumstance.
Lord Vane shall be made to answer for his actions. It is the will of the Senate. Excellency, though he be your son, justice must be served.
So there's a Senate and a king, or an emperor.
Justice. And so I must now make a choice between my throne and my son.
A most lamentable situation for us all.
So wait, you're gonna kill him?
Perhaps. Yet surely Lord
Because he deployed a fleet in an area that just happened to turn out poorly?
Lars also adores his brother, and he is yet young.
But he will not remain young forever. Already he busies himself unraveling Lord Vane's tangled skein. Lord Larsa has found his role to play and pursues it with some enthusiasm.
Ah, yes. And who would set him at such tasks?
What matter? Lord Vane himself once saw his elder brothers brought to like justice, did he not? At your Excellency's behest, as I recall.
So what the hell's going on here? Is the Empire even the villains, or are these shadowy senators the villains?
So long as the Senate watches over her, Arcadia's well-being will ever be ensured.
This is some Star Wars ass shit right now.
I shall bid Vane return to Arcades.
Haunted by your past, eh? I know how that feels. Wait, what? Did you just hand her the magicite? Or is this nethicite? Or it's something. Ghost boyfriend. Ugh. Why is he even here? Like, he is of such little importance to this story. The only reason why he has any connection to any of the characters at all is because his brother happened to be in the army.
So, it was the Dawn Shard that brought down the Imperial fleet.
You know your stuff.
Destructive power of such force. I've seen it once before. Lady Ash, you know of what I speak.
Nabudis.
The capital of Old Nebradia, Lord Rassler's fatherland. At the time of the invasion, a division of Imperials entered the city. There was a mighty explosion. Friend and foe died alike. Something was there. One of the Dynast King's relics. The Midlight Shard was in Nebradia.
More nethicite. Well, no wonder they invaded.
That ridiculous war. The trap at the treaty signing. All this because Vane wanted power.
Really?
He must not be allowed to claim the nethicite. The Empire must never hold it.
Oh?
So they brought down an entire country for that rock?
The Dusk Shard? Most likely the Midlight Shard, too. Besides, can't they manufacture nethicite now?
Very well. Then the path set before us is clear. We'll use the Dawnshard to fight them. Dalmasca does not forget kindness, nor ill deed done. With sword in hand, she aids her allies. Sword in hand, she lays to rest her foes. This Nethicite I hold must be my sword. I will avenge those who have died. And the Empire will know remorse.
Alright. Eye for an eye. See where this is going.
You even know how to use it?
The Garif may know. The Garif people live by the old ways. Magicite lore is a part of their culture.
God, who voiced her?
The cry of the Nethicite's power.
Can't imagine the voice director being like, yeah, no, this is good. Good work. Good day in the voice booth.
What we need now is power. Should we declare Dalmasca free without the means to defend our claim, the Empire would crush us. You must take me to meet with the Garif.
They live beyond Osman Plain.
Not exactly close.
Compensation, is that what you want?
Straight to the point, aren't we? I like that. Compensation. How about the ring?
This? Isn't there something else?
No one's forcing you.
Wow, you're a righteous prick, aren't you? Yeah, just, gonna take that wedding ring. That's the only thing to remember your dead husband by. Oh, no, the middle one. Never mind. Or maybe that is the wedding ring in this universe.
I'll give it back to you as soon as I find something more valuable.
Such a nice guy.
What do you mean something more valuable?
Hard to say. I'll know when I find it. What is it you want, Vaughn? What are you looking for?
Me? What am I looking for? I guess... Well, you know...
I have a point. Still not even sure why he's even here. Alright. Well, I can't be anywhere near the end of the game, because...
The Garif are said to dwell in
Oh, hang on.
So they do. We'll need to head south, past the Giza Plains.
It is the rains
Okay.
now in Giza. The wadis will be swollen with the deluge. Passage may be difficult.
But those same waters may also lay open new routes to us.
Regardless, we must go south, yes?
First things first. You're eager to be on your way, I know. But we should see that we're prepared before setting out.
I made my resolve 2 years ago. I swore to overcome any hardship I may face.
Man cannot live by resolve alone, Princess.
This is the game's polite way of telling you should probably shop and buy shit. Okay, so... Yeah, I was gonna say, there's no way that I'm near the end because I don't think I've even learned the mid-tier of magics. So... Pretty sure I'm still in the early game here. Okay. So this is the bazaar, but... Ooh, the mysterious merchant. Members only? Really? Is that really a great business idea? I'm only selling to members. Alright, let's just find a shop. So the bazaar is the one place where I ironically can't buy anything. Good job, game. I did not take a wrong turn, did I? Oh, this is just a weird alcove. Alrighty. Let's check out Yurgi's magics. So Regen as Suna are now up. As Aereo, Warp Bleed, Balance, Color. I can see that being pretty strong. Berserk, Confusing, Gravity. I don't really have any money though. Anything I could sell. Alright, well I'm dangerously low on funds. So what I'm gonna do is save and call it a night. And tomorrow when I continue this, which I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have some time to continue this tomorrow. Okay, so I'm gonna have to head down there. Okay, so yeah, tomorrow I'm going to continue, tomorrow I'm going to continue this and then basically level up. Well, not really level up, more so I'm going to go to the bar, see if I can actually do some of those things, see if they give me some cash, because I'm low on funds and I would like to buy some of the magics. And once I have the magics, I'll continue on with the story. But for now, I'm just going to call it a night. Basically means I need to get to this save point, which I know there's one outside the east gate. Slow opening east gate. Here we go. And there we go. That is it for the stream tonight then, people. If you are interested in seeing more of this, you could check out my stuff on YouTube, which I believe is linked somewhere here, or if it's not, I'll eventually have it linked in my Twitch chat thing, but whatever, it shouldn't be too hard to find. You can just look for, I think it's linked, but if not, then sorry about that. But anyways, I'm going to continue this tomorrow most likely. So anyone who's been watching, thank you very much for watching, and take care of yourselves.